right, what's going on, everyone? It's been a little bit. It's been kind of a rough couple of weeks, so I just took a little time off. Now we're back with 28 Years Later. It's the third movie in the 28 Days Later saga. I think this movie is a direct sequel to 28 Days Later. I think Danny Boyle kind of confirmed, kind of not confirmed. 28 Weeks Later was kind of retconned in a way, since he and Alex Garland had nothing to do with that movie. So this is a direct sequel to 28 Days Later. And I have seen the original. It's been a long time. I remember the opening scene. I meant to watch it before I saw this, but again, it's just been a lot going on. So just went and seen the movie, and it was fine. I really enjoy the zombie genre. Zombieland's one of my favorite movies of all time. I've seen that movie so many times. And I think zombies are, they're terrifying. They can be scary. And there are, some scary moments in this film. A lot of terrifying imagery. There's these like shots that look like they were taken on like a trail cam at night, and it just shows them infected when they're out at night, and it's like, it looks pretty creepy, and you see them crawling around and attacking things. And there was definitely a lot of choices in this movie. I'll just say choices in terms of like style, and I don't want to say too much, but there's just a lot of like style choices that are interesting, and I didn't really hate them, but I was like, okay, I know Alex Garland and Danny Boyle are pretty prolific directors at this point. So I was like, I feel like they were just going all out with it, with the ideas. And this movie does kind of feel kind of jumbled a little bit, because like the first act of the movie plays kind of like a horror movie. You have Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays Jamie, and his son Alfie, or his son, his name is Spike, played by Alfie Williams, who is great. Honestly, he's pretty good. Except for there was like one scene where he kind of had to like break down with emotions, and I kind of wasn't buying it, but for the most part, he was good. And he kind of have to be when you're leading a trilogy, because this is going to be a whole another 3 movies. And the second one is called 28. It's called 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, or something like that. And it's like already done. It's directed by Nia DaCosta, and it comes out January 2026. So it comes out in another like 6-7 months. That'll be interesting. I'm curious to see where they take it, because the ending, honestly, I was kind of just like, I don't know what exactly is going on. I wasn't really sure what the point of this movie was throughout. I was like, okay. Like, again, the first act I really enjoyed. It was like kind of horror. It was the most horror the movie was. And then it switches to another plot line for the second half. It kind of switches to a dark comedy in a way. Not entirely, but there are some scenes with some comedy where I was like, I don't think you really needed it. I know you needed some levity in between the stuff that was going on, but it kind of felt like, because you know how Alex Garland was working on that Civil War movie? There's a scene where it feels like a character from the Civil War movie kind of wandered into the 28 Years Later set, and they kind of just did a whole scene around it, and I was just like, what is happening? Like, there's just one character who felt like he was in like a satire movie. And I was like, you're in the wrong movie, dude. You also have Jodie Comer as Isla, who plays Spike's mom, and she has something's wrong with her. They don't really know because they don't have any doctors. Spike learns that there is a doctor, but he's out on the mainland, and everyone thinks he's crazy. So there's like a part of the movie where he kind of has to like guide his mom to this person. So that's like the second half, and you see that in the trailer. It's the second half not as scary. There's a lot of wieners. A lot of dicks. The infected, they're naked. They introduce like different like tier of infected, like alphas and crawlers and the fat ones, or whatever they called it. And they're all just naked, and like the alpha just has this huge fucking dong. So it's just kind of it's just hard. Obviously, the scenes are supposed to be intense, but there's just this big fucking thing flapping around in their face and shit. It's just kind of funny. And yeah, I feel like some parts there was just some things that were played for comedy, which I didn't really understand why they did it like that. And Ray Fiennes is in this movie. I'm not going to say who he is because it's kind of a spoiler. But he's in this movie. He's good. He's Ray Fiennes. Yeah, I just hope the sequel, when it comes out, you watch it and you go, oh, okay, I see where they're going with this. Because watching this movie, unless I miss something, I don't really know what the goal is, like where we're going, what the actual story is. I get this one is like, I've seen other people say it. It's like a family drama. I do kind of see that for a good amount of it. But again, you can't just always have just nonstop zombie action movie. You kind of have to get connected to the characters. I'm sure maybe the sequel, or like up to like the third one, will probably get crazy now that they've established Spike and in the current world and like the state of it. So maybe from here on out it'll get crazy. But so if I had to rate this movie, I'd probably give it a good, I enjoyed it enough, like a 3 out of 5, just fresh. Again, maybe I'll watch the original again and then watch this again and get more out of it, or when the sequel comes out, I'll get more out of that. But yeah, let me know down below. Have you seen 28 Years Later? Did you like the movie? Did you not like the movie? Let me know why. Hit the like button, subscribe. Peace.